You have emailed the I-Team asking us to look into the increase in your electric bills. So we've spent weeks digging into what happened, finding out where your money is going. Every night this week, we'll have an investigation looking into different parts of the issue. Our coverage begins tonight with a closer look at what everyone seems to be upset about, the public benefits charge. Channel 3 consumer investigative reporter Cassidy Williams is here to break down exactly what you're paying for. Cassidy.
Well, the majority of the emails we received had questions about that public benefits charge listed on your bill. Now, that charge has been around for years, but people are starting to take notice because they're paying around 5 times more than they were a few months ago. And what happens to that charge from here isn't necessarily up to Eversource.
Give people in Connecticut a platform to talk about their electric bill.
Well, it's too expensive.
And they'll have a lot to say.
The bill is high.
I really didn't use any more power than I did the month before, and it was more than doubled.
It's normal for electric bills to go up in July as people use more electricity to run air conditioners. But this July, there was something else.
Oh, it was shocking.
The amount you are charged per kilowatt hour for the public benefits portion of your bill went up 490%. That means for the average customer, the public benefits charge went from $12 a month to $59 a month. Eversource's Connecticut president Steve Sullivan explains.
All we're doing in that bill portion is exactly recovering our costs.
Legislators have put programs in place that require Eversource and United Illuminating to spend money. By law, customers have to pay the utilities back for those programs through the public benefits charge. But Eversource says it has been underpaid for years. One reason is because of what happened during the pandemic, when lawmakers told Eversource it could not shut off a customer's power. Over 4 years, past due balances nearly tripled from $101 million to $274 million.
And they just built up and built up and built up until we finally forced the issue and said, you have to pay these off.
The I-Team wanted to know if other states make customers pay for other people's bills, so we reached out to the regulatory agencies for electricity in all 50 states. Of the 22 that responded by deadline, a majority have something similar to Connecticut, but 8 do not. In Kansas, those type of fees have been ruled unjust and discriminatory. In West Virginia, instead of asking other customers to pick up the tab, a tax credit is given to utilities. And in Florida, social service agencies and nonprofits pay for financial assistance programs.
Why I need to, as a taxpayer, pay that?
And while the pandemic back pay is what people wanted to talk about when they stepped up to our mic.
I don't understand why I'm paying for other people's power. I resent it.
Unpaid bills only account for around 20% of the rate increase. Eversource says almost 70% of the public benefits increase is to pay for a state contract to keep the Millstone nuclear power plant open. In 2019, state Republicans led an effort to purchase power from the plant. State Senator Ryan Fazio is the ranking Republican on the Energy Committee and supports the Millstone decision.
Nuclear plants like Millstone, which are zero carbon reliable and the lowest cost form of zero carbon energy around, have to stay online as we see rising electricity demand.
Representative Jonathan Steinberg, a Democrat, is the House co-chair of the Energy Committee. Steinberg also supports the Millstone deal.
If we had let Millstone shut down, we'd be in much worse shape today. And we'd be talking about another kind of crisis, which is, could you be sure your lights would come on when we flip the switch?
The current public benefits increase goes through this upcoming May. And if all state programs stay as is, Sullivan predicts the charge on your bill will go down.
Prior to July 1st, the rate was artificially low. But because we're paying off that past balance in 10 months. Right now, it is actually artificially high, and it's actually going to fall somewhere pretty close to the middle.
But that could all change depending on what happens this legislative session. State Republicans have proposed moving many of the programs currently paid for through the public benefits charge into the regular budget process. Then the money would come from the general fund and be paid for with your tax dollars.
We shouldn't be raising people's electricity costs when they're already so high in the state in order to fund these government programs.
Steinberg does not support that idea.
You can decide where you'd rather pay for it, but if you believe it's something worth doing, does that really matter more?
Steinberg says Connecticut needs to spend more money, not less, to invest in renewable energy like solar and wind, which could increase the public benefits charge.
This is really an imperative for Connecticut if we're going to remain competitive economically and if we're going to maintain our quality of life.
So while it's often said you should turn off your lights to lower your electric bill, what you end up paying each month will also depend on who is controlling the lights in Hartford.
There was another increase in the public benefits charge this September, around $3 a month for the average customer to pay for an electric vehicle charger rebate program. We've analyzed state data that shows who is benefiting from this program more than others. We take a closer look at that tomorrow as our week-long investigation into your electric bills continues. For the I-Team, Cassidy Williams, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, very interesting, Cassidy. Thank you.